When Erling Haaland arrived in Dortmund, he was just starting to rise in football after having stood out at Salzburg by having scored several goals in the Champions League. He was signed by Borussia Dortmund after having rejected offers from giant teams. He arrived with great expectations, with the fans still cautious about whether he would really stand out in the Dortmund team, but it turned out that way. The impact of the Haaland comet was immediate. He started his first official match on the bench. However, he entered the field 11 minutes into the second half when Borussia was losing the game 3-1 to Augsburg, so he came on, and it took just 3 minutes for him to receive the ball and score his first goal for the club with his first touch of the ball, with a perfect finish into the corner of the goal. Then, Jadon Sancho scored the equalizer, and not content, Haaland was unstoppable that day and scored another goal, the turnaround goal, simply pushing the ball into the goal with ease, a goal he is used to scoring these days at Manchester City due to his role on the field being oriented to stay more inside the area. However, at Borussia Dortmund, he had more space to run on the field, and it was with this that he took advantage to be able to make a sprint and score his third goal on his debut, scoring a hat-trick and securing the comeback victory coming off the bench, arriving for the first time in a major European league at just 19 years of age. He really is different, and for the fans, his debut was like déjà vu, because a player admired by the fans and even considered an idol of Dortmund also debuted for the club, scoring 3 goals. Yes, we are talking about Aubameyang, and an interesting curiosity, both were wearing the same shirt number on their debuts. Now, speaking of Manchester, when Kun Aguero was about to make his debut for City at the age of 23, having just arrived from Atletico de Madrid to play in 2011 under Roberto Mancini, he made his debut in the first round, coming on in the second half against Swansea. The game was 1-0 to City with a goal from Dzeko when Aguero came on, and he didn't even need 10 minutes. And he already scored the first goal with a ball that he pushed under the crossbar at the far post. He was well positioned, a natural goal scorer. 3 minutes later, David Silva scored a goal, however. The pass for the goal was from Aguero, and it was very impressive because he fought for a loose ball, managed to keep it on the field, and David Silva extended the score. And what really remained immortalized in the memory of the Citizen fans was that after that, Aguero still had more to give on the field. He took a great shot from outside the box and ended up scoring an absurd goal. So bizarre for a debut. Many fans applauded the goal. It really seemed like there was absolutely no chance of him failing at City. It was clear that he would dominate the league. He really was an iconic goal scorer in the English league, and the team really dominated the Premier League. He ended up being one of the greatest, if not the greatest idol in the history of Manchester City, and he also ended up becoming a Manchester City legend, considered by some to be the best player in the club's history. And most importantly, his career there was absurd, with countless goals and a spell full of titles. When Zlatan decided to join LA Galaxy in the United States, many did not expect him to have the impact he did. After a remarkable spell at Manchester United, where despite a serious knee injury that raised doubts about the future of his career, Ibra continued to shine. Many speculated that this injury could be the end for one of the greatest strikers of his generation. The club itself doubted that Zlatan would be able to fully recover and return to the highest level of football. But, as always, Zlatan is Zlatan. With fierce determination and unwavering will, he surpassed expectations and proved to everyone that he still had a lot to offer. In a stunning display of his class and skill, he made the move to Major League Soccer, MLS, and what many thought would be the last dance of his career turned out to be the beginning of a new era. On his debut for LA Galaxy, Zlatan put on a show worthy of Hollywood, coming into the game in the 26th minute of the second half, with the Galaxy facing a tough situation against Los Angeles FC, who were leading 3-1. Ibra quickly showed why he is one of the greatest in the game. After just 6 minutes on the pitch, Ibra achieved the seemingly impossible. He scored a stunning lob from almost halfway, with a magnificent shot that left the fans open-mouthed. The beauty of the goal, combined with its audacity, was the perfect embodiment of the style and confidence that defines Zlatan's career. The spectacle didn't end there. Ibrahimovic's goal not only revived the Galaxy, but also helped turn the tide of the game. In a dramatic finale in the 91st minute, Ashley Cole delivered a pinpoint pass into the box, and Ibrahimovic, with his incredible positioning and heading ability, scored the winning goal, securing a memorable victory for his team in the local derby. That opening match was not just a showcase of talent, but a true announcement that Ibra was ready to make his mark on MLS. With 53 goals and 58 appearances for the LA Galaxy, he not only defied expectations, but also cemented his status as a football legend, proving once again that when it comes to Zlatan, the sky is the limit. Wayne Rooney made his mark on a generation playing for Manchester United, most of which was under Sir Alex Ferguson's command. In September 2004, Wayne Rooney had the opportunity to shine in the UEFA Champions League, one of the most prestigious competitions in European football. The setting was the legendary Old Trafford, packed with fans eager to see what the new English prospect had to offer. Manchester United were taking on Fenerbahce, a Turkish team that featured the great Alex. Expectations were high, and Rooney, fresh from Everton, was about to show the world what he could do. With the game underway, Manchester United had already opened the scoring with a goal from Ryan Giggs, who scored after just 2 minutes, giving the home team the early lead. But it was in the 18th minute that the young Rooney made his indelible mark. Receiving a masterful through ball from Ruud van Nistelrooy, Rooney positioned himself and, with impressive calm for someone so young, unleashed a rocket from outside the box. The low, precise shot was placed into the bottom corner of the goal, and Old Trafford erupted in ecstasy as the newcomer scored. Old Trafford, known as the Theatre of Dreams, could not have been more appropriately named for Rooney's debut. Rooney had already begun to write his own legend on the world football stage, promising a bright and successful future. When Ronaldinho arrived at Barcelona in 2003 from Paris Saint-Germain, it was the beginning of a new chapter in the Catalan club's rich history. At the time, Ronaldinho was a promising young player, but with a promise of greatness that was only just beginning to materialize. Barcelona, which had experienced difficult years, was looking for a new direction and an identity that would take them back to the top of European football. Ronaldinho, with his spectacular skill and infectious charisma, was the key to this transformation. Barcelona was in the midst of a rebuilding process. The team had just had an average season, and the club was in a transitional phase under the leadership of then-President Joan Laporta, who was looking to turn the team around after years of instability. Ronaldinho's arrival was part of a larger strategy to restore the club to its former glory and usher in a new era of success. Ronaldinho's debut, the 10th of August 2003. The 10th of August 2003 was a date that will go down in history for Barcelona. Although it was a pre-season friendly against Sevilla, the event was planned with special attention to detail so that Ronaldinho could make his debut in front of the fans at Camp Nou. The atmosphere was electric, with fans eager to see their new star in action. The game was a celebratory affair, almost like a welcoming ceremony for Ronaldinho, and the stadium was packed with around 80,000 spectators, all waiting to see the magic that the young Brazilian had promised. The game started with a challenge for Barcelona, as Sevilla took the lead with an early goal. However, Ronaldinho did not let the deficit dampen his spirit. He displayed impressive resilience and an unwavering commitment to the game, characteristics that would become a hallmark of his time at the club. It was almost at the end of the game that Ronaldinho made his indelible mark. In a display of pure genius, he received the ball in midfield before making a dazzling run towards the opposition goal. With a series of delightful dribbles, he left 2 Sevilla defenders behind, and, as he approached the area, unleashed a shot from outside the area that hit the crossbar. The goal was a moment of pure beauty and technique, a glimpse of what Ronaldinho could bring to Barcelona. The fans at Camp Nou went wild with that goal, which not only equalized the match but also sealed the first impression Ronaldinho would leave on the fans' minds. It was a collective cry of euphoria and admiration, a recognition that Barcelona had found a true footballing artist. The goal against Sevilla was more than just a highlight. It was the beginning of a new era for Barcelona. Ronaldinho not only dazzled everyone with his talent, but he also brought a new philosophy to the club. His vision, dribbling skills, and creative passing inspired a new generation of players and fans. In the years that followed, Ronaldinho would become a central figure in Barcelona's rebirth. Ronaldinho brought back the joy of football and the belief that Barcelona could once again be a global powerhouse. Ronaldinho's legacy at Barcelona is a testament to how one player can transform a club. His arrival was the catalyst for profound change, a revitalization that would lead Barcelona to a period of unprecedented success. Ronaldinho not only helped to build a solid foundation for future achievements, but he also left an indelible mark on the club's history, being remembered as one of the greatest idols in Barcelona's recent history. Over time, Ronaldinho established himself as one of the most charismatic and beloved figures in Barcelona's history, and his debut against Sevilla remains an unforgettable moment for all who witnessed the beginning of his fantastic footballing journey.